Greetings everyone. In this video, I'll be discussing how to NEET. Becoming a NEET means not in education, not in employment, and not in training. NEETing is at an all-time high, and it's only going to increase. I encourage all my listeners, all my watchers, and all my lurkers. If you're not getting laid, if women want nothing to do with you, and if society wants nothing to do with you, then become a NEET. Start NEETing. Don't contribute to a society that isn't giving you anything in return. If society is not willing to give you a wife, if society's not willing to give you a girlfriend, and if the government's not willing to provide you with those things, don't give them anything in return. Become a NEET. Sit all day on the internet, check out society, and get disability. If a guy has a mental issue or is autistic, get disability. If the guy is schizophrenic, get disability. If a guy wants to hurt his back, he can become paralyzed or do anything he wants to do to become disabled. Do that and get disability. Do not contribute to a part of society that cannot do anything for you. Being a NEET is very, very productive because you can focus on hobbies and do the things you want instead of being a wage slave. Making minimum wage or barely over minimum wage just to pay rent, bills, and utilities for a society that doesn't care about you. Just NEET and get other people to pay for your stuff. Get other people to pay your taxes. Get other people to help you survive. This world is really about the haves and the have-nots. It's about the guys who get attractive women who are in their prime and who are virgins versus the guys who don't. If guys aren't getting young, youthful, virgin women to become their wives or girlfriends, there's no point in working. There's no point in working a 9 to 5 just to come home to nobody. There's no point in working a 9 to 5 if people treat you horribly, look down on you, or hate your presence. There's no point in being at that job. There's no point in wage slaving for this society. If these countries and governments want people to pay their taxes and work, they need to give people something in return. No women, no work. No sex, no work. Guys, it's time for men to stand up. It's time for them to take action, and becoming a NEET is the fastest and easiest way to do that. For some, it's easier to become a NEET than for others. Live with your parents, live in the basement, or find a bunch of roommates so you can all live in one apartment. Just do something where you're getting money from the government or from other people. Especially for the sub-5s and the guys in sales, especially for those who don't have opportunities to get women. Now for normies and higher normies, those are mostly going to be the guys who are wage slaving. Chads and Chadlights don't even wage slave. Chads and Chadlights become models. They become actors, Instagram stars, TikTok stars, and influencers. Chads and Chadlights aren't wage slaving. They wake up, take a picture, post it on IG, do a couple of ads, do a couple of photo shoots, and then they go back to bed. Even in our modern society, more normies are waking up. More normies are realizing the system is rigged. Women are the only winners. Chads are the only winners. Sub-5s and normies are getting screwed. Well, it's time for sub-5s and normies to start taking action. It's time for them to start doing something that's going to benefit their lives. And it starts with women, guys. It's a biological right. It's a biological urge. It's a physiological urge. Guys need women. Guys need access to sex. Guys need access to women. It's not something that guys are just coping with. It's not something that would be nice to have. It's not something that would be great to have, but isn't needed. No, guys need access to women. Without that, guys can go mentally insane. They might go clinically insane. Just imagine not having sex for 10 years straight. Imagine being 35 years old and still being a virgin. Imagine having no women looking at you, and it's not any fault of the guy's own. It's just because he's unattractive, and the standards for attractiveness are increasing. Now, even being a normie is considered ugly. It used to be that a normie had a shot, but even normies are struggling with women. Normies have low volume. No women really want to acknowledge them. Normies get cucked. Normies get divorced. Normies get hurt. Normies are always the ones in divorce court because they're paying child support. There is no point in wage slaving, but there's just no point in wage slaving. You go to work and all your co-workers treat you badly just because you're ugly, just because you're short, just because you have an unattractive face. When people are working in groups, they don't want to be in meetings with unattractive people, you know. They want to gaslight. They want to virtue signal. They want to do things in meetings to make people feel better. They don't want to hold their tongue because they don't want to hurt someone who says something wrong just because some guy is ugly. So ultimately, guys, it's about fitting into society. Society is filled with good-looking people. Society is filled with successful people. Society is filled with people who have power. The only way to have any of those three things is to either have looks, have physical status, or be a millionaire. You need a lot of money. You're going to need a lot of status. All those things are very difficult to obtain. Looks are probably the easiest to obtain because you just need surgery. But even surgery costs money. Obviously, 99% of the listeners are not going to be millionaires. 99% of people are not going to be A-list celebrities. So if a guy does not have any of those three things, there's no point in contributing to this world. There's no point in contributing to society. It's better just to check out. It's better just to get people to pay for your stuff. When you're an engine, when you're in education, when you're in training, when you're trying to better your life, society doesn't care about you. The only point in doing those things is if you have kids, if you have a wife, if you have a family, then yes, it makes sense. If you really want kids, a wife, and a family, it makes sense to contribute to society, because the better society is, the better your offspring will be. But that's only for guys who have women interested in them. For other guys, there's no point in contributing to a society that doesn't care about you. There's no point in contributing to a society that wants to see you fail. There's no point in contributing to a society that wants to see you suffer. Becoming a NEET is the proper way to live life in this modern world we live in. This internet world, the social media age. Everybody's connected. We just have a group of people who have looks and those who don't. The people who have success and those who don't. The people who have money and status and those who don't. The poor are getting poorer. The rich are getting richer. People are suffering more, and wage slaving is not the solution. Waking up every day for the next 40 years to make somebody else rich is not the solution. Waking up and wage slaving for a job that doesn't pay, whether it's one that a guy hates, isn't worth it. AI is making coding jobs disappear. Back in the day, a guy could be a programmer even if he was ugly or short, but now even that's going away. AI is destroying coding. So many jobs are being taken away due to AI. Even ugly jobs, networking, programming, cybersecurity are fading. The IT jobs, engineering jobs, there's no point in grinding, taking out loans, going to college, all for a society that doesn't care about the guy. It doesn't care about the people. It's best to go on disability. Many can get disability from being autistic. Being autistic can be a disability. A guy just needs to find a good psychiatrist that can assess him, treat him decently, help him get money from the government, help him get money from the state, because that happens in a democracy. There are loopholes in a democracy. That's how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. They cheat the system. That's what NEET should do. Cheat the system. Make the system work for you. Stop work. This system does not care about the small guy. It does not care about the poor guy. It does not care about the ugly guy. This system only cares about the guys who have looks, the guys who can contribute, the guys who are cucks, and the guys who are paying taxes to keep themselves poor. That's what paying taxes is. Keeping yourself poor. It's keeping yourself on the bottom rung of the ladder. It's keeping yourself on the ground floor. Stop doing it. Stop contributing to society. Live your life doing hobbies that you enjoy. That's how people lived their lives thousands of years ago. They didn't have to worry about this modern cuck society. They didn't have to do these things. Focus on the guy's hobbies. That's what needing allows them to do. He can focus on his hobbies. He can play video games. He can play League of Legends. He can play Magic: The Gathering. He can sit on forums. He can be a writer. He can write blog posts. He can sit on Discord, type back and forth, or post on Discord. Wake up, play video games, do those things. Go to sleep and wake up and do it again. All you need is good internet. That's it. There's no point in wage slaving for this society anymore. Not until the laws are changed, not until guys are guaranteed girlfriends, not until guys are guaranteed wives. Not until feminism is controlled, and not until feminism is limited. That's when guys should start contributing to society again. But they shouldn't be contributing right now because society has told them through many ways that there is nothing to do with them. Society only wants to deal with people who attract attention. Society always wants to deal with people who have looks. That's what society cares about. Society doesn't care about the small guy. The small guy is screwed. There are no solutions for that. So needing is a good way forward. Needing is the way forward. Find a community you like, engage with that community, and spend your life doing things that you enjoy. That is a life well lived. A life doing things you enjoy is a life you could be proud of. Working 40 years, 50 years just to retire when you're 85, when you can't even enjoy the rest of your life, is miserable. No one wants to be working some job that long. Now, obviously, if you have a job you love, if you found a passion that you love, and you get paid for it, that's different. But a lot of guys hate their jobs. A lot of people hate their jobs. Absolutely hate their jobs. Working in the corporate world can be miserable. You know, the 60 to 70-hour work week, having a commute of 45 minutes to an hour every single Monday, every single Friday, every single day of the week, it's just a miserable existence.